Hi, Mike, are you on? I'm trying to look for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, I'll just approve everybody. So let's see if I can find you. Thanks, bye.
Morning po.
Good morning. I'm trying to find you, Mike, to have you help me. Hang on.
We're on our way po go to Cordoba.
Oh, you are. Okay. Can you help me approve everybody, or you want me to pick somebody else?
Yes po. Yes po. No problem po.
Okay. Well, I'm
Dito po sila, Doc. So, Sir Edison is driving.
hello, Edison. I'm proud of you driving over there in a busy Memphis.
It's raining, Doc.
Who's behind there? Is that April?
April and good morning.
Good morning.
Yes,
I'm
po.
trying to find Mike so he could help me, but I don't know I could. Anyway, there's a few people already.
Yes po. Good morning po, everyone.
Let me see.
Yes. I will raise so that you can see me po.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning. There's quite a bit of us today. Thank you for coming. Thank you for attending our Zoom. There's a lot of new ones. I feel like I recognize your faces, but I mean your names, but not your faces.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning. Who is this?
I'm Flora Gatip. I'm new one. I'm from Cagayan Valley, Philippines.
Flora, yeah. Flora, go ahead and get us started. Tell us about yourself.
Yes, ma'am. I am This is Flor Castro Agatim. I am from the Philippines. I'm from Cagayan Valley, I should say, and I am teaching physical education and health of the grade 9 students. I'm in a public school for 22 years now,
Okay.
and and I also have some units, 30 units of special education. I love teaching a lot, and you know, it's been my passion. I am a passionate teacher. I love students. You know, I treat them as my my own child, since I don't have a child of my own.
Okay.
So I spend most of my time teaching students. During my vacant time, I used to gather them around in my room and then teach them how to read and write, because after the pandemic, most of our students cannot read or even write their name.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it, ma'am. And I'm doing this because I wanna pursue my American dream.
Okay.
And you know, experience culture of different in America, and at the same time, I want to experience snow, Ma'am Merlina.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Nice
Flor,
to meet you, ma'am.
Huh?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Nice to meet everybody. Flor, you did a good job introducing yourself. I can feel the passion that you have. You may want to put like, I think I noticed that there were a lot of PE and health vacancy in that in School Spring. So did you go to schoolspring.com? Did you apply anywhere yet?
Yeah, I did it.
Okay. Did you get an interview yet?
Not yet, ma'am.
Not yet. Okay. Well, when in your introduction, there are some 4 things that I would like to kind of help you a little. For example, when you said units, you need to say hours. They would not know what units are. So you say, I have so many units, so many hours. Okay. So they call that kind of hours here. And then when you say, because I treat them like my child, you might want to say treat them like my children, right? Because there's going to be more than one. Yeah, no big deal. And then when you say during my vacant, they wouldn't know what that is. You say during my break. During my break, when I don't have any classes, this is what I do. Okay. And when you said the pandemic, the pandemic that they could not even read and write, I wonder if you could just say they're lagging behind in skills. Because of the academic, they're lagging behind in skills. Because when I was listening to it, it made it sound like, okay, the pandemic came and now they just do not Philippine teachers do not teach you anything. I mean, it just make it sound like, we're just not doing anything there just because the pandemic happened. So you might want to say lagging in skills. So those are just little suggestions. And yeah. And when you apply anywhere, you need to make sure you research that school. And that way, when they interview you, you kind of know a little bit about them and pay attention to their vision and mission. And if you can memorize the short one, say it back to them, just like your mission and vision, or just like your mission, you say this, and then, whatever, and then you put in your ideas there. But it just make it sound like I did look into you. I did look into your district, and that, you're not just like applying everywhere. You really are picking them, especially. So something like that. But I think I think you'll win them over with your positive personality, which is, a really good thing. So keep it up. Okay. And I like that you wear makeup too, and your background is nice. So yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing
the sleeveless though, and if you get an interview, try not to wear a sleeveless. Try to have some kind of blazer or.
Sorry for this, because we are in a resort, we're having a family bonding, and this is only what I have.
No problem. No, but if you have an interview, this is fine. You are just getting to know each other. But if you have a formal interview with somebody here, just make sure that yeah. I always try to model it by wearing blazer or something like that usually when I have a meeting. So that's all.
I'm sorry for but
no big deal at all. No big deal at all. I just a short reminder. Did you see? Did you look at through all these interview things that I sent, the interview PowerPoint, interview tips, Josephine videos, and all that? Did you look through them? Did you read
my
it
friend
over?
sent me.
Okay.
And I'm going to go over it when I get home.
Yeah, when I send you a link, make sure you do look into it, because a lot of times they might be helpful when you interview. Okay, especially
Yes.
the last one that says J1 visa, information for teachers, because if there is a school that has never hired Filipino teachers, they have a lot of questions that you may be able to answer if you read that material. For example, they're going to say, so what's next? What do we do? Do we, how do you get a visa? So for those that are here and you do not know, this is what happens. Okay. If you send me your information, if you email it to me to mcculloughmerlina@gmail.com, and then you send me your resume, cover letter, at least 3 letters of recommendation, that will get you started. I will put you in my list, and that list is shared to all the administrators in Arkansas and beyond. So I've been trying to send them. I mean, I have sent them to Texas, to Mississippi, because these are states surrounding us, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Missouri. So but the other states, I actually sent you 20 plus states on that one email I did where, so I would recommend that you go visit schoolspring.com and look through for a job there, or because you cannot just sit there and waiting for the teachers in Arkansas or somewhere to, to contact you. You need to be proactive. Okay.
Yeah.
My husband's
They are posting every day.
Huh?
They are posting job every day, ma'am. I'm visiting the link of the portal every day, and they are posting job every day.
Yeah, that's why my point is like, visit it every day, because you were playing the statistics here. The more you apply, the better your chances will be. Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, and so I have gotten contacts from a lot of people that they're getting interviews, and that's why I sent those materials, because that should help. Okay, so I want to wish you the best. I don't know, how did you know about us, Flora? How did you know about the organization and me?
Through my friend Arnel Yorka, and through Christine, Ma'am Christine.
Mom Christine. Okay, yeah, because you're from Cebu. Yeah, you're from Cagayan, which Christine. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, she's from
I
Cagayan.
guess I'm only from Cagayan Valley. The rest are from Southern.
Okay. Well, I don't know very well. Huh?
I'm an Ilocano, ma'am. I'm an Ilocano.
Okay. Well, sadly, go ahead.
And your name is the same with my sister. You have the same name, Merlina, my eldest sister.
Oh, that's sweet. That's nice. I always say, I always joke, like, I'm Merlina the Filipina, because it rhymes. Yeah, well, to introduce myself, I was 19 years old when I came to the US, and I'm 55 now. But so I've been in the US for 36 years. We've been married to my husband for 36 years. And we have 2 kids. Well, don't do this in your own interview. Do not include your family, but I want to tell you, because to me, you're my family also. So I have 2 kids, 32-year-old Stephanie, who lives in Hawaii. She's a psychologist now. And then our son, Jed, is 24, and he finished computer science. And I have 2 bonus kids. I don't like step kids. I like to say bonus kids. My kids, my husband's kids are in Nashville. That's Libby and Robert. And so anyway, we have 3 grandkids, 2 in Nashville and 1 close by here. Yeah, so those are my bonus stepchildren too, bonus grandchildren too. And I love them to death. Yeah. But anyway, so that's about me, huh? What?
You don't look your age. You look younger than your age.
Well, thank you. I try, right? But anyway, so here I when I left, I was at USJR, University of San Jose Recoletos, and I was a full-side political science student to become a lawyer. And so when I moved in '87, I decided, you know what? I can't be a lawyer in a country where I don't even know the laws. So I decided to go back to my first love, which is really teaching. I remember teaching, our neighborhood kids when we were younger. So I know I've always loved that. So I switched. I'm so glad I did. I went to school at Arkansas State University. So I got my bachelor's, master's, specialist, and doctorate there. And then now I teach for them. So I actually I'm an adjunct professor there for them. I keep saying no the last few semesters because I've been helping a bunch of Filipino teachers. We have about close to 40 teachers that was brought last year, and now there's going to be a few more. So in Helena alone, where Mike is, they have 15 of them there, so quite a bit. Okay. And so I visit that area every week. So I get to
Oh,
see
I hope
the
to be the next.
yeah, some of you would be, would be here joining us here. That's kind of neat because, I remember them to be on that side where you are. And then now here they are in this side in America. So I want to wish everyone the best. Okay. And I want to thank
Yes.
Mike. Mike is on his way to Memphis to go doing some Asian market shopping. But so Mike, thanks again for being my co-host. He always lets everybody in after I get started.
Welcome po. Welcome daw.
Yeah, will you please introduce everybody with you, Mike?
Yes po, I'll just remove my background so that we can see them.
Okay,
Yes po.
there
Yes
they
po,
are.
I have here Sir Sir
Dr.
Edison,
Pineda, yeah, Dr. Edison, yeah.
the newly he is a newlywed.
Yeah, he is a
father.
newlywed. Yeah, I'm a godmother.
And behind us is the two new teachers, Mom April and Miss Dina.
Miss Dina. They're both science teachers, yeah. No.
Science teacher. So the three of them are science teacher, and also I'm a science computer science.
Do you go to the market every week? Is that what you do?
Walmart only po.
Okay.
This is I think this is my second time to go to Asian store, and it's Mom April's and Mom Dina's first time po.
Okay. I want you to take some pictures like outside with that sign and in the inside, if you don't mind, and share it on the support group, okay?
Yes, po, no problem.
I would love that. Yeah, I love that. Oh my gosh, you can see all the fruits and vegetables from our country. So that always makes me happy when I go there. So I always buy too much. But well, have fun today, and I appreciate you helping us out here. And I wish, yeah.
Yes po, and welcome po sa ating 33 million
Participants.
35 members today are joining us in our Zoom meeting, and ito po yung dream natin to go to US. Laban lang po every day, and continue sending all your applications po dun sa mga links that we send and pinned on our group, in our GC po.
Yeah, and Mike, I want to praise you for always being so active in the chat group, because in the group chat, because you've been able to answer the questions. So when I look, I'm like, okay, Mike already answered that. So thank you so much. How did your wife's interview and your children's interview go? They have an interview the other day. Their embassy interview, how did it go?
Yes po, this coming Tuesday po.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're scheduled for embassy interview po.
Okay.
My wife and my two daughters po, and hopefully
they'll be here with you soon.
They'll be successful.
Yeah. So how long did it take you to save money, Mike, in order for them to, for you to feel comfortable, like you have enough money to bring all three of them here? How long did it take you to save up?
I need to sacrifice po one of our vehicles po for them to have the fee for the payment for the visa and for the restaurant po. And then this is just a preparation for them to but there's still I'm waiting for other money for them to purchase for the ticket, hopefully soon.
Yeah,
and then it depends upon po dun sa opportunity here, because it will be difficult for my wife to work here even though she's a teacher. The problem is each for dependents, I think it's not allowed to work unless we have the AED po.
Yeah, employee authorization, yes. And you can apply it as soon as they get here, Mike, because it's just online. You apply it, and I think within 2 months you should get it. But for everyone else, Mike and Dina and April and then Johnson, who's not in the car, they are 4 of the lucky ones that got into the H-1B visa. And, for those that are asking about that, H-1B visa is what you really want. But, it's very hard to find somebody that would just do that. They did that because I asked them to, because the J1 visa was already gone. And then so I told them this would be an option and so on. But what scares most schools is that H1B visa is that it's saying that we are responsible for you. Like the school is responsible for you. They have to pay for everything. You know, that's H1B. And most schools do not either have the money or do not want to do that because they don't know you yet. You know, but because they have 11 teachers already that are in that school, so the 4 others got lucky that they were approved to get H1B visa, because the difference really on the payment is not very big. It's just the responsibility that they are the one responsible for this for people and their families, because the H4 visas are extended to their families, just like Mike is talking about. And then the others in J1, your family will be getting a J2 visa, which, you know, like, for example, I don't know if Abby is here, you know, Abby's family, for example, you know, she brought her husband, Alvin, and she went ahead and applied for Alvin at the same time when she was applying hers. So when they went on an interview, Alvin was already with her. And she said it was so easy because they just asked her a question, you know, like, you know, very easy questions, just kind of confirming that this is your husband and so on. And then while Leslie, on the other hand, that her niece, did not do that. She actually waited till a little bit and then brought her husband and daughter here. And they're now here, and they now have all their IDs and credit cards and car and driving and so on. So I'm so proud of them. They have really accomplished a lot. So anyway, all right. So thank you again for introducing yourself, Flor. Let's see who else wanna. Thanks again, Mike. And then who else wants to come in? If you have never introduced yourself, this is the time to join in. By the way, I have a 10 o'clock, in an hour and 40 minutes, I have to go to back to my husband's place in order to attend a funeral. Her cousin died. So he said, you need to be done by 10 o'clock, which should be about 2 hours from you there. So I'll try to do that. And since we have so many of us, we'll have a short introduction to those that are new. So if you're new, just talk to us and then introduce yourself. You saw what Flor did, your name, your what you're doing now, what you're teaching, your degree, and how many years of experience, and maybe why did you get into teaching, and why do you want to come to the US? You notice that I did not say anything about their families. You don't have to say anything about your husband, wife, whatever, or kids. You don't have to do those. In fact, if you have those in your resume, like I noticed a bunch of resume have everything, even your parents' name. I see ages should not be included there. I see spouses, no, don't put that there. How many kids you have, don't put that there. Because it will just create a bias. You know, you don't want to create a bias. You want yourself to be in equal footing with everybody. So if you have that, you may want to correct it and then send it to me, because those are TMI, too much information that they don't need, that instead of you helping you, it will hurt you. You know, some people are putting, I have 5 kids. Well, you know, that could say, well, you know, that might be too many kids. You know, she may be going back because of that many kids. You know, there's some, you never know what they think. So I would not include any of my personal information there. So that's just my suggestion. Okay,
Doc,
so if you're, go ahead.
Doc, sorry to butt in po. And also po, just remind po yung ating pong all the members po, be careful po dun sa agency that are charging too much.
Yep.
So, yung po, I think some of our members here, they tried to apply for some third-party agent po that are charging too much. So be careful.
You should. That's a good suggestion. Yes, Mike, because I try to, of course, I do not want to hurt them by saying do not use them, because that is their livelihood. But to me, I'm just talking about myself. If I were me, I'm there in the Philippines and I'm applying. I don't know why I would go with third-party agency when you already know how to get to the designated visa sponsors. I sent you the list, you know, and so if you have to just look at those lists and see if that agency is in there. If they're not in there, you're just duplicating your fees, because the third-party agency will charge you, and they can't do anything because they're not designated visa sponsors. They still have to partner up with a visa sponsor. So you see what I mean? I meant if you're paying $3,000 with the third party, and then the visa sponsors charging also another 3,000, that's 6,000 for you. That's ridiculous. That's too much. You don't need to be selling your Carabaos and your properties over there because of, just making a little silly decision of hiring third party when you don't need to. I agree that if you need to, you do, but in this case, the J1 visa, there are only those in the list of the designated visa sponsors, and Mike could post it again on our chat. This is the only designated visa sponsor. There's 2 pages of them, that these are the ones that are approved by the Department of State here in the US in order to sponsor J1 visas. Okay, so if they're not on the list, then they are third-party agency. In fact, I was planning to become I'm in the process of becoming a nonprofit in order to become a designated visa sponsor, because I feel like some of them are really overcharging. If I become one, I would only charge like whatever I need in order to help, whatever, but not the thousands of dollars that some of those agencies are doing. Some of them are charging them $500 a month, for while they are here. That's a lot. That's like $6,000 every year. That is a lot. That's what would that be? About 300,000 pesos. Is that right? 300,000 pesos for just using their services. Well, that's ridiculous. I think to me that's too high. So, but it's if you have any question, ask the chat group or ask me, ask Mike, ask whoever you want to, but we will be able to maybe suggest to you. Do you remember, Mike? Do you remember any of the visa sponsors that we could recommend because they have been good? They've not been charging too much.
As of now po, Doc, yung sa na-check ko po, some of the members are asking about the JCU. Honestly speaking po, 8 of our members 8 of our teachers here in Arkansas, they are using the JCU. You're 8, right? 8, yeah, 8 po, including Sir Edison. They are under the JCU. The JCU po.
Yeah, and the JCU, how much do they charge?
How much do you charge every month?
One-time payment, $4,000.
Yeah po.
$1,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so according po kay Doc Edison, if for cash po is 4,000, and then if installment is 6,500 po, that 6,000, sorry. So they are paying it every month po. Yeah, 500 per month.
So that's one of the highest I've heard. So you may want to try others like Greenheart and who else? ITES.
GEC also, Miss Ellen.
What is it?
ATI, yeah.
GEC.
GEC, yeah, GEC and GCU, yeah. So GCU and GEC are different, right? Is that right? Yeah, GEC is
Yeah, they
that.
are.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
Maria, do you know of any others? Maria, by the way, is my original. She's my pioneer. She's the very first one I brought over here. And so anyway, she's in Brinkley now. So she's in year 2. So Maria, introduce yourself a little bit, because you and Mike are really helping me today.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I am Maria. This is already my 2nd year here, and I'm teaching in Brinkley, Arkansas. I'm teaching 7th through 9th English. So it will be very different experiences from the elementary teachers in Helena and high school teachers in Brinkley. So the experiences varies a lot. And we just had a tornado warning last week. So it's just been so stressful here in Arkansas because of the tornado stuff. So that's just one thing that also shocked me because I think it did not happen a lot last year. So when it happened last week, even just hearing the sirens, from the whole town, it kind of like panicked me because we never had that back home. So it's something that you might probably experience also when you
we had it's a typhoon equivalent for us. We have typhoon because we're in the islands, but here it will be a tornado, which is like just a wind, that is like making a circle or whatever and picking up things. But I think Wynn, Arkansas, I think everybody might be familiar with Wynn. How far is that from you, Maria? Is it just an hour or less from you?
Less than an hour.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because my
so
family
like they were really hit, and also Little Rock, which is the capital. So like it's something that also shocked me, and also other Filipino teachers as well, because it's something that we don't have back home. So yeah, let's. I don't know what to say. It's just really been so stressful, but hopefully it will be over. You know,
Mhm.
and just enjoy spring.
Yeah, but they will teach you, like the students even have a tornado, what do you call it? Tornado drill.
Drill,
You have to
yeah,
go
drill,
put
drill,
under their
different
head,
types
under
of
the
drill.
chair or table or whatever. But for
Mhm.
you, if you ever come here and there's a tornado warning, that means that you need to be in a room where there's no window. And yours, Maria, would be your bathroom because there's no window. And
Yeah,
yeah, and then there's
but
an
we
inside room closed inside. So that's
but
my closet.
we went to the shelter here in town just in case. So like I don't know if other towns also have their own shelters, but in Brinkley we have our own shelter here, and my apartment just across the school or across the shelter as well. So I just went there,
Very
you know.
smart. Very
Mm,
smart because they could just pick up, apartments
mm.
like that or flattened it.
Yeah, so like the
You know.
best place that you can go into is a place that there's no windows or doors, you know.
Mhm.
But if you're in your apartment or you're in your house, the safest is what Miss McCullough said, the bathroom, or some would even go in the closet.
Yeah, some closet. And then if your bathroom doesn't have a window, right, the outside window, that could be, that would hit you or whatever. But the for the bathroom, what they do is you go to the tub and you go a mattress and put it over you. And then that way, if something falls on you, then it will hit the mattress instead of you. And so
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of some people, like, they have little kids and they would go in the tub and they would have their kid with them and then they put a mattress over. And so that's one thing that you could do. In our house here, we have this little, Maria, did you get to see that? When we have
The basement.
yeah, we have a little basement here, and then you could hide there. We have like a big room there where it's safe because it's made out of concrete. And hopefully it's something
Mm-hmm.
safe that we can go to if there's something close like that. So far, we've been here 3 years in this new house. We have not had to go, Like knowing my husband, who's an engineer, he loves to watch and look at things. So he would be in that porch videotaping something. I always get scared whenever there's a storm because instead of like hiding, he's over here in the porch, getting his camera and taking pictures. So anyway, so that's the thing. But I don't want this to scare everybody because it happens all over America. It doesn't
Right.
just happen in Arkansas. It's all over America. And because Arkansas is landlocked, so there's no ocean close by to us. So we don't have to worry about typhoons. We worry about
Mm-hmm.
tornado, but we are not really in a tornado alley. I think right there by Kansas and all that, they were like, they call them a tornado alley. I don't know what else, because that's where tornado always seems to go. There was a few years ago, maybe more than 10 years ago, there was a school that got flattened, and so good thing it happened at night. So there were no kids there. So that's always scary. That's why the other day I went to Maria's place and I looked and I'm like, there's nobody here. I told Maria,
Yeah,
and
we had an AMI.
I brought them some breakfast from McDonald's, and I said, Maria, what happened? I don't see anybody here. And she said, well, we had to do an online AMI thing, because the superintendent is afraid of the tornado. And
Yeah.
I'm like, thanks a lot for telling me. It was not my fault.
Yeah, but she usually goes to our school every Thursday.
Yeah, I was there on
So we were
Wednesday. Yeah.
expected.
So
But
anyway, we had company.
AMI, by the way, is alternative mode of instruction. So it's like the online class, or we send packets to our students, like worksheets or modules to our students in the Philippines. That's what we do, like packets, and then let them do it at home. So that's AMI.
Yeah. And Maria is lucky that she just lives in an apartment across the road. So she just like walks to the school, which, if you
Yeah.
ever apply here and look for somewhere to stay, because you don't drive yet, even though you may be driving in the Philippines, you're not getting your license yet. So you either have to find an apartment like that, or, make sure that you ask the principal, whoever it is that's hiring you, to say, is there someone at school that could actually pick me up? And I don't mind helping pay for gas. Give them so many dollars, every week or whatever to help them with gas. And I had to do that when I first started going to, a state, Arkansas State, because I lived 2 hours away. and I didn't drive. So I was actually paying a couple of girls that were going there, and for I think a year. And then after that, I decided I'm going to stay in the dorm. So I stayed in the dorm, and I didn't have Friday class. So by Thursday night, I was already home. And so I was a part-time wife for, close to 4 years while trying to get my degree. And so anyway, so you do whatever that you need to do. But the thing is, they're so helpful. Do you feel like you have lots of support there in Brinkley?
Like when I first started here, like I really had a lot of help, especially with my Marigold. Marigold is like, how do I say this? Like they're the ones who really help you from the very beginning. Like your mentor, they're
Mhm.
called Marigold teachers. So yeah, I had that one. So that's a really great support when I came here, because
The go-to teacher, yeah.
your go-to teacher, or you also have your class instructional facilitator. It depends on whoever you can go to, or like there are some administrators who assign some teachers that will help you at the very beginning,
Mhm.
to get
And
to
yeah,
catch up with things.
and the advantage of being a member here is that you can always call me. Maria came in here the first night and she was like, I'm alone in my apartment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sad in my apartment, very
Yeah.
alone. Like it's very different from the Philippines. So I called Miss Ellen right away after that,
That's
because
my nickname, Ella.
yeah,
So
so
she was
it's
over
quite
there
different.
FaceTiming and telling me that this is what I see. That I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, poor thing. And so anyway, but was that a shock to you? Because you were
Yeah,
always with your family.
yes, it is truly a shocking experience for me, because I've never ever been alone in my whole life. Yeah, but then I risked to come here, and then it's just me, and then no one else. Like after the principal and superintendent left my apartment, it's just me, and I don't have the television yet at that time, so I'll have a phone. Like it's just so lonely, and so yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that
just
was
so
hard.
lonely. So I called Miss Ellen right away and told her things, and it made me cry at my very first night here, because yeah, the culture that we have is that we have our neighbors in the Philippines that we can talk to,
Not
things like
here.
that. But here you can rarely talk to your neighbors unless they go outside, or
Yeah.
unless you're in church. So that's the time you can socialize with people, or if you're in school.
Yeah, but you just don't know them yet. Like she lives in an
Mhm.
apartment complex where there are several, apartments in there. You cannot just knock on doors because you don't know what kind of person that person is.
Right,
You have to know them.
exactly.
So yeah, so that's the difference. But I'm so proud of Maria though. She has gone a long, long way. She's one of our youngest here. How old are you, if you don't mind, Maria?
I
20?
think I'm still the youngest.
She still
um,
holds the record of being the youngest because
yeah, I still hold the record.
when I asked her to come and introduce her to the superintendent, Dr. Poole, I have a picture with her in our Facebook group, and hired her immediately. Like how long before when I
Yeah.
told you about within a week?
No, it didn't even take a week. Like it was so awesome, because I sent her the resume, and then she emailed me back if I can teach like this subject area. And then she immediately gave me an interview schedule. Then after that, like hours later, like I had my interview in the Philippines. I can clearly remember it was like 10 p.m. And then 2 a.m. 2 a.m. next day, I got a job offer.
Mhm.
I got a job offer just
Well,
hours later.
yeah,
So it's just so awesome. And
that's yeah.
I didn't even try other schools than Brinkley. Yeah, I just tried Brinkley, and then I asked Miss Ellen like, I wonder how I was hired right away. I'm only 22. I don't have a lot. I only have 2 years of teaching
That was
experience.
third year for
You
you,
know.
right? Because there's a 3 years minimum. Well, that
Oh
was your third
yeah,
year already. Yeah.
no 2 years. There's only 2 years minimum. So that's when
Oh,
I.
okay. You got away
Mhm.
with it then, because I've always told everybody 3.
Oh, it's 3 years, but well, at that time I got like the 2 years experience. So
Okay. Well,
I
what
asked Miss
happened was
Ellen.
the background information is that I have a cousin and working for the Department of Education in Cebu. He's one of the supervisors there, and he was my contact, and he was the one that I said, I want you to find some really good, high quality teachers that will be tough and could survive America and very fluent in English. Because if you give me that name, I will personally give it to some of my superintendent friends. And at that time, I didn't have a list yet. So anyway, so her name was the first one given to me. So whenever with that week that she was sending me her stuff, then that's when also the superintendent was asking me, hey, do you know of an English teacher? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just got one. So let me send it to you. So I forwarded her information, and that's what it was. But the thing is, they always say, Merlina, I trust your judgment. I always hear that a lot. We trust your judgment, and that whatever you recommend, we're going to believe you, that you know this teacher. So that means that for you guys, you need to attend more often on the Zoom, not just one time. Do you feel like that, Maria, that I'll get to know you, and that way I'd feel comfortable personally endorsing you? Because if I don't know you, I would not feel right about like, okay, I'll just endorse you blindly, because I believe that that's my reputation at stake too. I mean, so far, the ones that I have brought over here that I personally had asked the superintendent or principals to hire, they have been so good. No problem.
Yeah, so I recommend, I'm sorry. So I recommend you to like join the Zoom, because Miss Ellen, like, she's just not getting to know you, but also trying to listen to you if you really are capable of coming here, or like even the way you speak, like she's already watching or observing you about that. So that's also a practice on how you can speak here, especially in Arkansas, or especially in schools where there's a lot of African American kids, where they kind of speak differently.
Really fast.
So that's they speak very fast. So that's already, so like coming here in Zoom is already a test of you like speaking in English or practicing yourself in English.
Yeah, and the culture shock. I remember it was Margaret or somebody that said, when my first month here, we hear the announcement from the principal. The only thing that I understand is thank you.
Yeah, because they talk so fast.
They talk so fast, and the intercom was not very good quality anyway. So she said she only heard thank you, and then she would be surprised about, oh, we're gonna do this, and she said, I didn't know that. I said, well, it was announced today. Like, well, I didn't understand it. So that would be a normal thing. It's a culture shock part of it too. But do you think it's worth it, Maria? I mean, is it worth it coming?
Yeah. Yes. I would not trade things, because it's really worth it. It's worth the risk. Like, I guess because I'm still young and I don't have my own family yet, so it's worth the risk, and it's worth the risk meeting new people as well, and learning from them. Well, financially, it is really worth it, but it's also a matter of being tough and having this growth mindset. That's what I really learned from Miss Ellen. Like, you have to have a growth mindset, or else you won't grow here, or else you'll just be stuck, and then you'll just be sulking, and then you just want to go home.
Yeah, you're negative.
Because you don't accept growth.
If you're being a Karen, that's right. Or Marites, you cannot. Yeah, you can't survive here. So,
and Miss Maria is inspired today.
Oh yeah, I know. Very good. Hey, by the way, we may be confused that they call me Ellen, because Ellen is my nickname that my family, and I always tell everybody that you are like a family to me. And so you can call me Ellen, because Doc to me is very formal, which means you just know me barely. And so then Maria went from Doc, went to what else? Miss Merlina, to Miss Ellen, and sometimes just Merlina. I don't know. It's kind of
I never ever called her with her name only.
Okay.
I feel like it's just also part of our culture that we don't call people, like without their ma'am or miss. We always add that with their names.
That was shocking to me when I hear them in their own house and they're calling each other mom this and sir this. And I'm like, guys, you live in the same house. Why are you not calling each other Maria and Edison and Mike and all that? And they said, no, we don't do that. And I'm like, oh, I forgot. I've been in America too long. I guess 36 years in America. We're so informal. In America, we're so informal. Like, I would never say I'm Doc Merlina. I would always say I'm just Merlina, because I would say Doc whenever, like in a setting like this, where I feel like, well, you don't know me yet. I feel like I have to prove myself. Who is she? So you kind of have to, to show that you do know a little something. If I'm a speaker, if I'm I've spoken in a group of 800 people, of course I have to use the word doctor in there, because they're going to wonder, who is this brown, short person here?
Who is this Filipino here?
So I feel like, as minorities, which is really true, I feel like you work twice as much to be given one credit, So I feel like you always have to, I guess, represent us by being positive, all that. And Maria does a good job. Mike and everybody else here that I brought over here have been very positive. And when I see the administrator, like Maria's administrator, if she's not on a PD somewhere, she's always have lunch with me. So we take turns at taking each other for lunch. And then we always talk about education ideas. On top of my observation, I would say things about observation. This is what I noticed, and not just about the teachers, but also students. And also I would suggest some ideas, and she's very open-minded about it. She's one of the best superintendents, if not the best in the state. In fact, the other day, there was an application for administrators of the year, and I submitted her names. I have not told her yet, but yeah, because she's very supportive. Like, she treats Maria like her own kid. Because she's about the kid, the age of her
son. Yeah.
Maria doesn't have a washer and dryer, and she has this superintendent house across the road, and she would just let Maria use that, which is really not nice, So anyway, who else is here? Is Leslie here or Abby? Thank you again, Maria. And
Thank you,
we're trying to get Maria's mama over here. Yeah. So I got to
Hi,
know.
Dr. Merlina.
Yes. Who is this?
Good morning. Jason.
Jason. Yeah, Jason. What do you have a question for us, Jason? Jason has already introduced himself before.
This is my third time to attend the Zoom meeting.
Yes, I feel like I know you already, Jason. So thank you.
I have just a concern, Dr. Merlina, because yesterday there was a call and I wasn't able to answer the call, and because we went to churches here, from one church to another church for the Visita Iglesia. I was able to answer the call. And when I checked the number, it's like an area code there from Mississippi.
Oh, okay. So somebody was trying to get you? Huh?
I wasn't able to answer the call.
Well, hopefully they'll call you again. That's why, that's a good reminder that once you're this time applying, March, April, May, June, and July, these are the very active hiring months. So you want to check your messages very many times a day, because sometimes it might be just like they're waiting for you to answer. And if you don't, they'll go to the next candidate. So it's very important that you check your emails several times.
Are they using some like phone call, Dr. Merlina?
Huh?
Are they going to call us through phone call?
A lot of times they don't, unless they're very used to hiring Filipinos already, because they don't even know how to call. They don't know how to get out the call to get out of the country. Most of them don't. So they'd rather do email. So in fact, on your resume, I noticed some of you just put phone numbers. Please add the email address, because when they email them about you, they are not going to call. They're going to rather email. So you need to make sure that you add it to your references there at the end of your resume. Three of them, preferably the ones that wrote you a letter of recommendation are the ones that you need to put in there, because they already wrote you one. You need to go ahead and put their name so that if they need some additional questions, they could call them. But that's a good point right there that you made, Jason, that you feel like, oh, did I miss my opportunity? No, I'm sure that they'll call back or possibly email you. They usually try more than one way. You say if they can get you on the phone, they're going to try to do the mail, to do the email. So just pay attention to your email. So good reminder. Yeah. So you're excited about you don't have an interview yet?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So
yeah, I don't have any interview yet.
Okay.
I'm actually waiting for the job offer, the interviews.
Yeah.
Just preparing my.
Yeah. What they do is after they would here for one job, there might be 10 people or something or more that would apply. And then they would have it down to top 3, maybe top 5, top 3 usually. So if you get that, they would be sending a like survey to your references. And then so the references, make sure you tell them to also check their emails, because they have to fill out these things about you to go a rating from 1 to 10 about you, and then put a little comment. Would you hire this person? What is good about this person, or whatever, so ask them to give you the highest, like 1 to 10. I always give everybody a 10. I don't give them a 9.
Actually, they were answering excellent, Dr. Merlina.
Yeah.
Because I have already submitted like 11 applications
in
schooling.com. Okay. So the school that I'm applying, they actually send like interview questions to my references.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
because that means that you already in the top already. They're already in the kind of finalist, because then from there, from that list, they will go with what they're best. So if on a big school, the human resources department or the HR is the one doing the determinations. They're going to look at your cover letter. So your cover letter makes sure that you mention the things that they mention on their requirements, on their application, to required for the application. Mention some of those words, because if I'm an HR person, I'm going to be checking those off that you have met those. So try to mention some of those words, and all that, and include them in your teaching philosophy. If you believe that it's like that, you agree with it. But good luck on it. I hope you do get one, and see what happens is after the interview, then they will talk about it and see who got the job. In Maria's case, because it's a small school and Dr. Poole is very independent, so she makes that decision. In some bigger schools, they have tiers, they have layers. And so you pass this and then you have to go to the next level. So some of them you might pass this one, but then you have to go to, the next, like the superintendent or other level that they have. So a committee, like in my sister's school, they always had like a hiring committee that they would have, that composed of teachers and the principal, and then they would actually, interview you. So maybe more than one time in some places. So the bigger they are, the more interviews. But that's a good sign for you if you got an interview already. If they're already checking your resume, that means you look good on paper already. So yeah, so good luck. And
Actually, it was Mom Layla who helped me
okay,
how to make the cover letter and the resume. She said it must be a 1-page cover letter and 1-page resume.
one
She helps
page
me
resume
on
is
that.
a good idea, yes. But the cover letter, you don't have to be 1 page because it's too long. I was a former administrator. I did not have time to read the whole page, but I would actually just skim and scan, make sure that this person meet what I want. So if you tell me 3 things about you,
Yeah.
and that meets the things that I thought should be in that place. Are you organized? Are you a good decision maker? Are you a team player? Are you a collaborator? Those things like that, if you mention those there, then like, okay, I'm gonna put it in the possible file here. But if it's too long, I may just put it aside, like, oh, this is too long. I might read it later, and then I'll forget you. So do not make it too long, okay? Because
Yes.
administrators, we don't have time at all to be reading a book. I call that a book. So yeah, 1/3 or even a half a page. But if it's more than half, then don't make it going all the way to the bottom. Because, and I would put like, and I saw this in somebody's cover letter, where they would put like bold the words that they want, them like team player, collaborator, or whatever. Sorry about that. So bold that so that it would stick out, stick out to that person. And then try to put there your teaching philosophy and about something about you. So if it's an HR person coming, reading it, they're more of reading for things that are in the requirements. But if a principal is reading it, they're going to be looking for your teaching philosophy and at least 2 or 3 things about you. What kind of teacher are you? Of course, you want a teacher that gets along with others. You want a collaborator, a team player. So make sure that you do some kind of similar words like that. So on the chat, I know Mike is traveling, so I may not. Hi, Maria, can you please help me on the chat? Make sure you answer them for me. And if there's something that I need to answer, let me know, okay? Are you still there? Maria? I don't know if Maria is still there. Okay, so Jason, thanks for bringing that up. That reminded me to remind everybody. Okay, how about,
Thank you, Merlina.
yeah. Now, what subject are you teaching again, Jason?
English.
English. Okay, we have a lot of English
English.
applicants. Yeah, well, there's a lot of openings on English. I noticed too. So anyway, okay,
Yes.
who else do we have here that would like to volunteer?
Hello, Doc.
Oh, there you go. This is Randy. Now, Randy, have I seen you before, Randy?
No, this is my first time.
Okay, first time. Tell us about you.
Okay, once again, good morning, everyone. I am Randy Dueñas, 46 years old, married with 2 children. I graduated Bachelor of Elementary Education major in Math at the Ateneo de Davao University last March 1998. I've been in the teaching profession for 20 years. I've been teaching to the 4th, 5th, and 6th graders, math and arts. I'm also the ICT coordinator in my previous and present stations. I do lecture and training on Photoshop and video editing during Learning Action Cell or the LAC as a school-based continuing profession development program. I'm also the president of the Panabo Central District Teachers League, which comprises not less than 500 teachers. I'm a member of the Grievance Committee, which honed my interpersonal skills. I'm a coach in editorial cartooning and layout artist during the making of alternative delivery modes module during the pandemic. My teaching philosophy as a teacher, my aspiration is to make my students, especially those who are struggling students, learn. As human beings, we understand that sometimes life can get hard and that we have to push ourselves in order to get through it. So it's important for our students to learn the lesson of persistence and perseverance in order to, or for them to succeed. So as a teacher, it is part of our job to keep our struggling students working so that they can learn and recognize what hard work is all about. So this is the lesson that needs to be learned. So as teachers, we must be equipped. We must equip ourselves with strategies to help our struggling students so that they can become more independent workers. Thus, we must not spoon feed our students, but instead let us give them the tools to find the answer themselves. Give them time to think, time to explain their answers, ask questions that require them to think, and give them encouragement. I want to come to the USA for career opportunities and excellent environment, and of course for my family's future. So I believe teaching in USA will help me grow professionally and will allow me to explore and experience new things. So that's all, Doc. Thank you so much.
Yeah, very well read, but you are reading it, guys. You're reading
Yeah,
it.
and
Very obvious, right?
I'm having an outline here so that I cannot forget the most highlighted parts of my career.
Okay, well, you did well. I really like that you put some extra things there about you. I really feel like I know you a lot more from your what you're saying, but you really need to look at the camera more because you're
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
at
yeah,
the
yeah.
paper and you're not looking at me. And in America, if you're not looking at that person, it's a lack of respect. So here you
Oh,
have to
sorry,
look at in
sorry.
the eyes. Okay, so you have to look
Noted.
them in the eye. Yeah. So there's the only big thing that because what you said are good words, very good things. But as I administrator, I would look at you like, okay, this person is just reading it. I would like to know if this
Oh, okay.
person can do it in extemporaneously. Can you do
Yes.
it without your guide? Because we want you to be fluent. We want our students to be able to understand you and to communicate. It's okay to have a guide. I mean, when I'm speaking, I actually have like a little index cards that would kind of like bullets for me to remember. But I need to have my eyes on, especially on a Zoom meeting, make sure that your eyes are on the camera so that you look
Yes.
at the person's eyes. Yeah, that way. Okay. But other than that, you did awesome. Okay. So
Okay, thank you so much, Doc.
yeah, having the like what the extracurricular things and about you are good. You might want to time yourself, make sure you stay within 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, I want you to
No, okay.
say that in the mirror and then look at yourself and see what you look
Mm-hmm.
like, because this is what we see.
Yes.
And then practice it in front of your wife or of your family members that you trust, and have them to give you comments, because the big thing is you need to be looking at them in the eyes. Okay.
Okay.
I think the
Yeah.
content is good. Yeah. Very good.
Noted.
I want
Noted,
to
Doc.
wish you the best. By the way, if you have more than 20 years of experience, don't say you have 25 like that. Just say 20 plus. Okay. Because you're
Okay.
giving, yeah,
Okay. Noted.
you're giving them your age. If you're giving them the, you say I have 20
Mm,
plus years of experience, or I would have, but anyhow, to me, you can do the math. So if this person is 20 plus and they started teaching at under their 20s, so this person is about mid 40s, or something like that. And you don't want to create that bias either, you know. But so if you are older, if you have more than 20 years of experience, I would recommend that you also mention that you are very up to date on the technology. Because what we're finding here is our seasoned teachers, we call them seasoned teachers, the ones with a lot of experience, are struggling with the new technology, because they're not very they're not very familiar with them. And so, but our younger ones that are just coming out of college, like Maria, they are really very at ease. They're very confident with using technology, and that's no big deal. But some of our seasoned teachers are like, oh, I don't want to, I need some help about doing this. You need to show that I am very tech savvy. I enjoy using apps in my classroom. I know about Google Suite, from Google Form, Google Doc, Google Sheet, all those things. You might want to mention those if you are very good at those, because Google Classroom is one of the best things you mentioned, because they use a lot of Google Classroom in here. Most schools use Google Classroom. So it's really important that if you have more than 20 years of experience, prove it to them that you're not afraid of technology. Okay. I had more than 30 years in education now, but I love technology. So I know that I can always push undo. So I'm not worried about it. I can always, get it undone. So yeah, that's one of the concerns that they would have. If you have lots of experience, more than 15 years of experience or whatever, are you familiar with the new technologies that are coming out? There's so many emerging technologies. That's why I actually posted a lot of things last night while I was waiting on this time here. I was posting a lot. You might want to check out the ITSA Facebook. They have now some artificial intelligence things that they would use in schools and all that. So they may be asking you, especially if you have somebody that's really big on technology, they would be asking you on that. They'd be asking you, like me, if I'm on the panel, I always ask about what was the last professional book that you read. So if you don't have one in mind and the author, you better have one now. Go to Amazon.com. And I want you to just put teaching or strategies or whatever and put the year 2023 and then see if you can find some that you can read that summary of it. You can see if it's something that you might like, but see if you can get a online ebook on it. But I would recommend you reading a good book. Harry Wong about strategies for new teachers. That's a really old one. They have updated it, and I reread it lately. It's really good stuff. About what are the great strategies that were effective for students. Some of them that he'd mentioned would be like, instead of having kids in rows, actually group them. I mean, do like more of I think Maria does it in her room now too. It's like more of like a group here on this side and an aisle, and then another group. It's almost like a debate team going back and forth. There's like a place in the middle where they can perform. That's one way you can do that, because the teachers will have access to students that way. But that might not work in the Philippines because the room might not be as big. Here in America, we got big classrooms, or else you can make like a U of your a U arrangement of your classroom, so that it's almost those are good things that, because the position or the arrangements of your classroom would actually help in how the students think of how they would perform. So if they see that, oh, this is more of a collaborative classroom, look at the arrangement. You see my classroom when I was teaching, I would have 4 in a group, and I usually have like 5 groups of 4, for example. And so then that's very obvious that I'm having them work as a team. And then that teams last for a whole month. And they name them, they get to bond and whatever. But so every month they change teams. And so anyway, so they get to know each other, and then you can form a stronger learning community. But in some cases, if you're not very strong on your discipline, that's not going to work for you, because you really get to know your kids first and to know how to group them for the first time. Later on, you never should give them like a free choice, because they'll sit with their friends and they won't pay attention to you. Later on, I would use it as a reward. Okay, so if you do this, then you could sit with your friends. I could use that as a reward, but I would never just make it like a rule in my room where they can just sit with their friends, because especially if there are 3 or 4 of them, 3 or 4 boys, for example, they'll just ignore you. They'll just do all kinds of things. But if I split them up, then they're actually weaker. They're not going to do the, throwing paper planes at you, or, throwing those paper wads at you. That, things like that. So you have to remember that. Okay, you have any question for me?
So far, Doc, I have no questions. I'll just make more on readings in our GC, since this is my first time to join.
Okay, Yeah, you're elementary, right, Randy? Elementary?
Yeah, I'm an elementary teacher.
Okay, and yeah, okay. So it's also good. They have been looking for elementary teachers in the male teachers. So sometimes it's an advantage for some of our male teachers because they really want some of the, some of the teachers to be males in elementary.
But I have a question, Doc. Bali, how about in terms of age? Is that an issue?
No, you cannot discriminate according to ages here. It's an illegal
Mhm.
thing. That's why it's an illegal question. I said
Mhm.
you mentioned it here, it's okay because it's just like us, but in the formal setting with an interview, do not mention your age. That's why you don't mention your age, your kids, whatever, because that gives them a bias. So this other
Mhm.
teacher's younger, so this, so they'll create this bias in their head. You don't want to give you and they give them an ammunition to fire you. To far at you,
Mm.
so you want to make sure that you give yourself an equal footing with everybody else. I mean, that's just my thinking, but that's why maybe the laws are made so that it will be fairer. Somebody's raising their hand. Thank you again, Randy.
Okay. Okay,
Somebody's
thank you
raised
so
their
much,
hand.
Doc.
Flor, did you raise your hand? You have a question for me?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, how can I be included in the GC?
Oh, it's where are you now? Are you included in our Facebook group yet?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so ask us in there and to GC, you already in the Facebook group, so you need to just send me a private message and I'll send you the link. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send you the link. Yeah.
Actually, ma'am, you already answered my message in the Facebook, in the messenger.
Okay, then you're already part of it.
Yeah, we are already friends on Messenger.
Okay.
So
So
I will
you
give you a messenger so that you can add me in the GC.
yeah, yeah, I can. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
nice. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, and I see some people using our background, which is really nice. I kind of put my name behind me. So anyway, so yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, it's also in the GC, so you can use it, and it's kind of nice. By the way, I want to give credit, and Leslie is over here raising her hand too. Leslie's brother is the one that created this for us, so I'm really always grateful, to Leslie's brother for doing this. I just told him my ideas, and then he made it happen, and we made it official. I even have my ID, when I go visit schools, using the logo. So yeah, we're very grateful. Leslie, can you come in, please, and tell us about yourself real quick?
Hi,
And
ma'am.
yeah, she's a regular here.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Good morning from me here. Actually, ma'am, and I cannot stay longer. We are on the way to Hot Springs today. Yeah, I would see that. That's at the Abbey right there.
Yeah, there she
And
is.
the tour,
Man, yeah.
switching to drive the car. And Jing and her family, Kate and John, are at the back.
Oh,
They're
let me
also
see.
driving. Yeah,
Okay.
they're at the back
Following.
actually. They're following us. So we're trying to go to Hot Springs to see the cherry blossom thing.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah.
So we planned it yesterday because we went to Jim's house yesterday. They had a housewarming. So we went there
she
and
told
then we
me
just
about it.
planned to
Yeah.
But yeah, we are on our way now and we are like an hour away from the place. So I would just like to say hi to everybody, hi to everyone from the Philippines and those who are in here, and especially we want to say good morning to you, dog.
Yeah, good morning. Ixora, good morning, Ixora. Hello, girl. Yeah. Hey, Abby. Yeah, these are my favorite couples over here. They have been they are truly like my family here, because we was fishing yesterday. I was thinking of you guys like, oh, they need to come here. Exactly like it.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah, summertime. I think you will be able to come in there during summertime. And yeah, I just want to tell everybody to just hang in there and just attend the Zoom meetings every Saturday, or is it Saturday in the Philippines? Every other Saturday, because that's where I started. So I was in the Philippines a year ago, and I attended Dr. Merlina's Zoom meeting every Friday. That was every Friday evening in the Philippines. And here I am now,
We were more
pursuing my
diehard, yeah.
American dream. And that's all because, yeah.
And
But
they're
thank
doing
you
an
so
am-
much, Maya,
yeah,
for
they're doing
making
an
all of
amazing
our
job.
dreams, our American dreams
Yeah.
come true. Yeah, but just
Thank you so much. They are thriving and really doing a great job, having their own car, and all of them are drivers now. So proud of all four of them. Yeah, when we went to Dallas, these two men over their husbands drove us. So I was very thankful of that too.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So anyway, so Leslie, Jet will be gone for 10 days. So you all take advantage of that. You need to come and help me with my garden. Help me with my garden so we can get it started.
We will for sure. Yeah, we will for sure come here and help you with your garden.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna tell
yeah.
Jing to and her family so we can like come together.
That'll be good. That'll be
Yes,
good. We
ma'am.
got the whole guest house open. So yeah. So yeah, Jet will be in New York and
Yes,
Connecticut
ma'am.
and all that. So yeah. So we have room.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I even thought I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
should have invited
I'm
them.
gonna tell them and we will make sure.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Thanks again. And
Yeah.
have a good time.
Yes,
in Hot
ma'am.
Springs.
Yes,
There is a
ma'am.
water park there, Dai. There's a water park there that you might want to check out if they're open. It's a really nice one.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. We will.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Okay.
you. And
Okay,
we miss
bye.
you.
Okay, bye. Take care. Be careful.
Bye, ma'am.
Okay, bye. Bye, Leslie and Abby and Ixora and
ma'am.
Alvin and Janar. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see who else is here. Who else? Is somebody is raising a hand? Jason, are you raising your hand? Let me see.
No, I'm not, mom.
Okay.
I think Joanne.
Joanne, ma'am.
Sorry,
It's
Merlina.
Joanne.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. Talk to us.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
Uh-huh.
let me just do some adjustments here.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go. So that I
I'm
can
having a cold.
put you at the middle. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
This is my second time.
Yes, I remember you.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And,
did you learn anything from our
a
last meeting?
lot.
Did you?
My
Okay.
goodness. You
Yeah.
were actually bombarding us with lots of informations and links, and I tried to
Sorry.
read most of them. Then I even put a message in the chat box that can you please stop for a while? It's too much.
It wasn't me, it was Mike.
Oh,
Because
sorry,
all those
Mike.
chat one would be
But
Mike. Yeah,
those links were very useful.
very
actually.
helpful. Yeah. So,
Very
but it will be also in our GC. So yeah, I try to think about make sure everybody gets that. For some of you that do not have you have not contacted me via email, make sure you do. My spelling of my name is above by the apple there. Anyway, it's mcculloughmerlina@gmail.com. And so do let me know who you are so I can include you in the distribution. We have more than 200 in that list and I need to include you. So anything I send to the whole group, you get invitation and resources and so on. So make sure that you send me something. Okay, and even if you're not ready with your paperwork yet, a lot of people are waiting for their references. Go ahead and send me resume and cover letter, and then send me the resume later. I mean the references later when you get it. Okay. In the past, I even asked them for passport and so on, but I'm not going to worry about that until you actually get a job offer. So right now, we just need to get you interviewed. Okay, and then after that, the next step is they're going to ask you to get your passport, to get your your transcript evaluated, and that costs money. So I try to get you where you can join without costing you anything, because I don't charge you. So if you get interviewed, then that's where a job offer is what you are wanting. When you see the word JO or job offer, that's what you want. Because once you get that, and once you get hooked up with one of the visa sponsors, they process everything for you, and then you get in here before a month or two. You'll be here. It's pretty quick. And so with Mike and them, with the H-1B visa, I helped their district, their human resources person, HR person, Ms. Mills, and they were here also within because they paid for the 2-week premium processing. They paid $2,500 to make it rushed. And so they have to know their answer within 15 days. So that was nice. It's a lot of money, but the school paid for it. So yeah. So anyway, so you have, what question do you have?
Merlina, actually you mentioned something about resume because during my first time 2 weeks ago, you requested us to give you the resume, even the cover letter and the reference. letter, but then I've decided not to forward it to you yet because
Okay.
my plan is to do it next school year. Do you think that will be a disadvantage or advantage?
Yeah, because
on the part
what
of the other
happened,
teachers?
yeah, they're interviewing now. And if you say that I will be, doing it next school year, they're going to be processing it this summer. So they're already planning ahead for next year. So what they're doing is actually already for 2023, 2024. They're not going to hire somebody for the rest of the year. They're going to be they're hiring now, they're interviewing now for the August. So they're going to expect you to be here by August or July. Some schools are starting in July. Some of them are, the contract is July or August. So you're planning ahead for the next school
2023.
year. Yeah,
right?
2023 to 2024. You'll be able to finish your school year at your school. And then, but they are planning ahead here. They do plan ahead here. What they do at schools is they have that letter of intent, which is what they kind of ask the teachers, are you coming back or not? And so they usually have it in April. Some schools already had it in theirs in March, but a lot of the schools are in April. So like one of the districts said, Merlina, I'm going to call you next week because I will know my openings. Because I've been contacting them personally, the superintendents that I know personally, which I know a lot of them, I contacted them with their text them or call them and ask them, do you want me to recommend, I look at their website and see what their openings are. And if I know you, like if I know somebody that's really strong in science here, English, I would personally send your resume to them. Like, I want you to check this person out. You may be getting others, but you want to check this person out. And so anyway, I could never tell them who to hire, of course, that is their school. Nobody can tell them, but I could push a little button whenever, because they trust me. That's what they tell me. So that's a good thing, I guess, humbly. Okay. So, yeah, if you send that, that would be awesome.
Okay, then.
Because you can
Work out
always
the
say,
papers
I know that one of Maria's colleagues, she actually told them that I cannot come until the next school year, and they actually waited for her. But that doesn't happen very often.
So that will also be fine to put down a note that I will be available in 2024, 2025.
I would not put it there because you're just closing the door on you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you want them to give you a chance and to really want you. Yeah, you don't want them to just like put you in the no file.
Okay, the aim is to really let them get you right away.
Yeah, you need to be in the hook. I'm a fishing woman. You need to be in the hook. Yeah.
Okay, then.
Not have the bait there. Yeah.
Then I have an assignment tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you,
No
Dr.
problem.
Merlina.
No problem. Yeah. Flor, did you have an additional question? You're raising your hand. Oh, you're muted. Are you muted? I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. I was telling, I'm so makulit because it's my first time. I've been asking questions about,
oh my gosh. Okay.
I have a question. Would it be what do you think the possibility of me hiring in physical, in PE, or in special education?
Well, what are your experiences in? They're going to ask you about your experience. Whatever you have the most experience is what I would do. Like if you have your master's in special ed, but you have never had special ed, I would not recommend you to apply for special ed because you will have questions in the interview that you will never be able to answer. So go with the one that matches your degree and matches your experience. That's the one that you do. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, because
please,
yeah. Go ahead.
Please, if there are some school that needs physical education and health, please recommend me.
Yeah, okay. Well, be applying too, okay? Proactively.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What else do we have?
Active,
yeah. Okay.
I've been proactive since February.
Good. Continue that. Yeah. Okay, who else do we have? We have a lot of people here. We have 40 something. And I would like for you to all just, without me calling you, just show up and tell us about you. Because we won't be able to get to all of you today. I have 50 minutes left. And usually I'm not in a hurry, but because my husband was like telling me, you need to be finished. So we could go to that funeral. So you need to show up and tell us about you. Charity Limpa, you're new. Charity, you want to tell us about yourself? And I know Charity and the next person is also raising his hand. So yeah, go ahead, Charity. Hi.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening here and good morning there.
Morning.
I am Charity Limpag, a science teacher here from the Philippines. I am teaching at Lapasan National High School for almost a decade already. And I am a grade 10 advisor for 4 years, and I have been teaching different grade levels. That is from grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, and grade 10 science.
Okay.
So all of those fields of science that I have taught to my student, and I am very much grateful for this opportunity that I got to join in this Zoom meeting, because it gives me a lot of information that I need to know the moment that
we'll get an interview maybe. Uh-oh, do you have any issue with your internet? Feel free to come back in because you're frozen right now. So if you can hear me, you may want to also include what areas of science you have taught. Did you do biology, physical science, chemistry? You need to make sure, if you're a science person, you need to make sure you tell us what areas, okay? And also, in order to be ready for your interview for science folks, you need to come up with some kind of experiments or demonstration that comes with a lesson, because they may ask you for a specific, you know, because they want to show that you are a hands-on person, hands-on science teacher. In Arkansas, there is a requirement which people are not following, but every week you're supposed to have at least one experiment or one demonstration or something in science. But I see a lot of sit and get, you know, just sitting there. So you need to make sure that it's hands-on if possible at all. So anyway, so that's, I'm sorry that you got cut off there, Charity. So you can come back in whenever your internet is fixed. So who else want to talk to us?
I
Anybody?
think Doc, si Sir Sanchez, I think po.
Oh, yeah, Enrique?
Emmanuel Sanchez po.
Mr. Sanchez, go ahead.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
I'm sorry. Hang on, Mr. Sanchez. Let me finish with Charity, okay?
Yes,
Come
yes,
on.
ma'am.
And then you'll be next, okay? Go ahead, Charity. Go ahead and finish. I told you to tell us about your area of sciences that you have taught.
hello, ma'am. Can you
Yes.
see me?
Yes.
I am teaching different fields of science, since we're having the K-12, the spiral way, wherein we're going to teach the 4 branches of science from the first quarter to the 4th quarter, and that is biology, chemistry, physics, and integrated science.
Very good. That should help you. That should help
Yeah.
you. The more areas you have, the better. Because here they don't do the
Yes.
spiral thing. You teach chemistry all year long. You teach physical science, well, not all year, but maybe a whole semester, you know, half of the year. And then
Wow.
they might assign you something else on the next semester. That's what they do in
Wow.
high school. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway,
Yes,
thank you for
thank you.
attending. Thank you for attending, Charity. You have any questions?
Yes, ma'am.
I move on to Mr. Sanchez.
Would it be okay, ma'am, if I'm going to send to you my resume for any corrections?
Yeah, that's fine.
Or things that you can do to make it more presentable?
If I don't have time, I'll forward it to Layla, Dr. Layla, who is now in Nashville here. She may be bored. I will try. She already gave me permission that I could send it to her. So go ahead and send it to me, and I will forward it to Layla if I don't have time, because I'm very busy right now. But
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
traveling a lot. So, but yeah, if you want to, it's McCullough@gmail.com. The spelling is above my Apple. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I got it there.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, just my last
Thank you
name.
so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, and good luck. Okay, I want
Yes,
to
ma'am.
at those schools. All right,
Yes,
Mr. Sanchez.
I will.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Mr.
Yeah, nice
Sanchez, what's
meeting you
up with
too,
you?
ma'am.
Nice to meet
Bye.
you. Yeah, bye-bye. Mr. Sanchez, I've seen you
Hello,
before.
ma'am.
Let me see you.
Yeah,
face.
it's been a long
Yeah.
time already, ma'am, that I did not attend some Zoom meeting because
I know, Emmanuel, yeah.
yeah, yes, ma'am. The last year.
Yes.
Yeah, I am already here in Vietnam now, ma'am.
Oh, you're in Vietnam. Are you still wanting to come to the US?
Yes, I am still excited and love to pursue my application, but
Okay.
I am here in Vietnam right now as an ESL primary teacher.
Okay.
Particularly, I am in Hanoi. I arrived here last September 2022.
Okay. Well, that's
And
good.
yeah,
See, that's going to be an advantage for you if you teach ESL here, because you have that experience at Vietnam. And that should help you get a job. So if any of you had worked in another country, make sure you mention that, because all schools here have funding for ESL. Every student that they teach at ESL, they get $300 for the school to help with the materials for ESL students. So if you mention that you have ESL certification, that should be helpful, especially if you apply around Springdale. In the list that I sent you, there's Springdale, Rogers, those places, and Fort Smith, Russellville, they have a lot of ESL students there. So you want to make sure that you mention those in your cover letter, that you have an ESL certification. And in fact, if you have a copy of your certificate, include that whenever you send your paperwork, because
yes, ma'am.
that's going to give you an edge. Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm still
well-
applying also. I'm still, yes, I'm still logging into the schoolspring.com.
Okay. And I sent
Yes,
you a
ma'am.
list of links to schools too. Did you get that with a link?
Yes, ma'am. I submitted my resume and cover letter there in some districts. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah, what you need to do is you go to their website and you go see if that's a good fit for you. You know,
Yes.
those schools that I sent you are the top schools in the state. So for example, North Carolina, I typed like the best schools in North Carolina. Those are the ones that I started with, because those are the ones that have good curriculum and high quality teaching and so on. So they're going to be good schools for you.
Yeah,
And that's,
ma'am, but I am having an email to the school principal of the North Carolina before, when she said to me that they don't have already a J1 visa, but I could not really send an email to her now, ma'am.
you cannot send it to her anymore. Why not?
Yeah, I cannot, because it's stated there, the reply there is I don't know, the reply there, but
There's a deadline. They have a
yes,
deadline.
ma'am, I could not really send an email to the school principal of North Carolina, to where she said to me before that, sorry, I will be accepting you for the next school year due to they don't have anymore the J1 visa.
So you need to see up, find her email and just say, I'm just sending a follow-up. Don't know if you remember me, you know, last year you said this, and I'm just doing a follow-up. If you still need somebody with my qualification, I hope you consider me, because I'm really serious about applying in your school. You know, you need to do a follow-up. In fact, I told everybody that once after your interview, you always send a follow-up, a thank you email to the person that asked you to be interviewed, and thank you for the opportunity to visit with you. I really enjoyed visiting with everybody in the panel, or with you, whoever, just how many people there are, and I look forward to hearing back from you, and I wish you the best in the school year, you know, something like that, so that you will stick up in their mind that, oh, this teacher is very grateful, and this might be a good one, you know. So that will give you a little edge if you thank them. Okay, so make sure you thank them. All right, well, thanks for coming up. And is Vietnam salary, is it like how many times the Philippines? Like the US salary?
It's a double, ma'am. It's a double for if you are a teacher one in the Philippines, so the salary here in Vietnam is a double.
Double. In the US is 8 to 10 times. So
yeah, because my friend Annalisa there is keep on contacting me and chatting me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they have a new law in Arkansas where all teachers start with 50,000. So they start with 2.5 million here. Yeah, when you first come here, there's a law in Arkansas starting this coming school year that is going to be 2.5 million peso, or $50,000 will be your starting salary.
10 times.
Yeah,
10 times the salary in the Philippines.
Yeah, Arkansas is really getting up there. Used to be, when they rank all the 50 states, Arkansas and Mississippi were the lowest. Arkansas used to be 49th and Mississippi was the 50th. And we used to joke like, thank goodness for Mississippi, you know, because then we're not the 50th. But now we crawled up there. We are higher than Missouri. We are higher than Tennessee. We're higher than a lot of places. And because of governors really wanting us to be out there in the top instead of being in the bottom, because she wanted to make sure that the teaching profession is respected, you know, to make sure that, you know, we're not just like, if you can't teach, you know, you teach because you can't do anything else. She don't want that, which is, you know, I agree with her, but we are not paid as what we deserve. So we deserve a lot. So I'm glad they passed that law. So now I can maybe bring a bunch more of you. So about close to 40 that came last year from my list. So
Oh my
maybe
God.
hopefully it will double
It's
this
a
year.
great opportunity. Yeah, it's a great opportunity for us when we can teach in America.
Yeah,
And
wherever you are.
it's really also an opportunity here in Vietnam, but it's really greater
More.
opportunity when you are in the USA.
Yeah. And for the schools that I have, like Barton and Brinkley and Helena, I have contracts with them where I'm a consultant and I go and visit their teachers. So I've actually convinced them to do H-1B visas. So, and because I help them process it. So I brought Mike and the 3 others. So I know how to do the H-1B now. And so, but I would recommend that if you're really serious about staying, because I do not want people to just do the H-1B and then leave the school, because that's kind of bad news, because not very many school would accept you. So here you are with nothing. So if you are
Yeah,
serious, you
if,
better stay in
if
that
I
school.
really given yeah, if I really given a chance to teach in America, it's a great blessings for me.
Yeah. Annalisa is
Yeah.
in the batch now that I will be I'm also already now helping them get the H-1B because they're on J1
Yeah,
year 2.
yeah,
So
she
I'm
told
helping.
me just a
Yeah.
couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm helping their school to do I think there's 6 of them in that batch. And then so they would be 6, and then the latest one would be next. So they were trying to do batches of them. So, and Maria, we're already trying to, already talked to Maria's boss, and she's now got the paperwork. So Maria does, so she needs to fill it out. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you again. And who else do we
Thank
have
you.
that's here? Let's get the ones that I've never talked to before. I know I've seen you before. You can just say hi, but I would like to see the people that are here for the first time, because I have like 35 minutes. Yeah. No, 35 minutes. My husband said 20 minutes. Oh, I remembered Mr. Rosalem. Yeah, I see your face, right? Have I seen you before?
Yes, I know. Good evening, everyone. Good morning to you, ma'am. By the way, this is my first time,
First time. You look like
and
somebody, Mr. Discovery or something. Look like that. Okay.
all right. Okay, so I'm so glad that I'm part of the group. I mean, the group in Facebook, and then upon hearing today, I just learned a lot from you that I have something to revise about my um,
Resume.
in yeah, resume and the intent letter. So thank you so much for that, ma'am. I have
Okay.
something to improve. So by the way, I am Arthur Jerusalem, and I earned a Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in social science, and also I finished Master of Arts in Special Education. And right now, I'm already completed my academic requirements in Doctor of Education, and I'm pursuing my oral defense.
Okay.
So, uh, with
Good
my
luck on that.
experience,
Yeah.
I've been teaching in government for almost 15 years, and I'm teaching in elementary school, specifically the grades 4, 5, and 6, because I have experienced 5 years as advisor in grade 4 and 5 years also in grade 5, and now I'm serving as a grade 6 advisor, elementary school, and I'm teaching social science, of course, science and English, and um, Filipino and other subjects.
Yeah.
Okay, in regards to my philosophy of education, I believe that since based on my experiences that I let my students to discover a new knowledge by themselves. With that, I always have a group of my activities wherein they have that so-called centers, and with by giving them assignment and for them to accomplish, and of course I always have reward for them to encourage to do the task. And with that, I also let my learners to develop the critical thinking, because I am very glad to let my students to always ask questions, and with that they're able to discover the answer. And of course, as a teacher, I always also look up that my learners able to have what we call lifelong skills, of lifelong learning skills. So especially right now that we are in the 21st century, so of course I will let my learners to explore, and by experiencing that one in the classroom, they could apply that one also in the future. Okay, so one of my purpose applying United States is that I would like to be part of the G1 cultural exchange program, and the other thing is that I'd like to enhance or improve more my skills as a teacher. I know with that opportunity, I become more expert, and to add my skills. All right, and when I come back in the Philippines, of course, I could share also those knowledge. And that's all, mom.
Okay. Yeah, you're very fluent. You're good, and congratulations on your doctorate thing. And I wish you the best on your
Thank you.
defense. That's a hard thing to do. I did mine. I was so nervous, but anyway, good luck on yours. What is your topic or your dissertation? What's
My
your dis-
topic is focused on the resiliency of the teacher,
Okay. So when you
especially
share that, you might want to include that as part of your introduction, that I'm very interested in, in about how
research.
teaching works. Yeah. And then you put the topic
Yeah,
on. You just kind of nonchalantly do that, because some of
right.
them, for example, if you're being interviewed by somebody that's a principal and they don't have their doctorate degree, I've almost felt like they are, and I don't think they're intimidated, but they're like, oh my God, this person is higher than me, have higher education than me. One of my former superintendents actually said that to me. Merlina, do you know that you have higher education than me? And I'm like, Mr. So-and-so, I want you to look at it like this is a feather in your hat, because you have encouraged me to become a better teacher because of your encouragement. I kind of give it back to him, but some of them get intimidated. Well, I don't think they'll think that you will take their job, but it's just that you're higher level than them. So be careful about that. So just kind of make a nonchalant thing out of it. Okay.
All
And
right.
you might want to say, instead of saying look up for the lifelong skill, you might say you are to ensure that they develop lifelong skills. That I would use the word ensure. And then centers, they do not use the word centers anymore. They would say learning stations. So
All right.
centers was what we used a long time ago, but now they call it learning stations. And I love that you have learning stations. I'm a very big fan of that. And I love that you have masters of special ed, but make sure, because they're going to ask you if experiences on special ed. So if you don't have maybe you have your master's, but you never did teach in that. So you might want to make sure that you have observed somebody, you could ask somebody that's teaching special ed, you have visited her classroom or his classroom many times, because if you ask that, you can say that I might not have experienced, teaching it for the whole year, but I have observed my peers, many times in my own time, something like that. Because having the paper but without the experience is not going to be good, because then they will ask you questions that you will not be able to answer. So
Yes, not only the yes, ma'am, I agree with that. But in depth ed, we also the same in the United States. We have also what we call inclusive education.
yes,
So we have that students that difficulty in learning and speaking. So with that, we able to make a program, individualized education program for that learner,
and
so that he could be equal to those learners who are um, higher, or what you call this one, fast.
fast learners. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
so that's what you could do. Is I have my master's in special education, and this would help me, ensure that all my students are, getting differentiation, getting the needs of, differentiation, and differentiated instruction in your classroom, because you have this extra knowledge. So you could kind of connect it to that possibly, because you do have
Yes,
experience on that.
yeah, yeah, yes, ma'am. But before we graduated, we have also like
And
6 months training to sped school,
yeah, so you can say
specialized
that too. You
curriculum.
can say that too,
Yeah, okay.
because some of them
So
would say, because you have to, if you are interested in applying for special ed, you have to contact Mike. because Mike has experience being interviewed with special ed, and he said, "Oh my God, the questions are so hard," you know, and so anyway, he has that list of questions, is what I'm trying to say. So at least for those that are interested in special ed interviews, make sure you mention, I mean, you ask Mike about it, and he is very active in our group chat. So yeah, he's my right hand man. So yeah, thank you again, and it's nice
All
to
right, thank
meet
you.
you. Yeah.
Thank you.
And I love that you mentioned critical thinking skills in the 21st century. Those are really good words to use. So, because of course, the 3 C's of the 21st century learning is creativity, communication, you know, critical thinking skills. So they call them,
Collaboration. Yeah.
they call them HOTS here, HOTS, higher order thinking skills. So you take care of the HOTS. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you again and good luck. Have you been applying everywhere? You know, I sent those links.
Yes, ma'am. I already started applying. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, so I hope you get interview soon. And if you get an interview, feel free to email me and see if we could practice or whatever we can. I did that the other day when I was fishing. My husband was still over there in the dock, and somebody called me and said, I said, well, can you practice now? I'm here outside, but so we practiced for a little bit. So I hope that helped him. All right, next. Anybody else? Just come on. Thank you, Arthur.
You're welcome.
Who else would like to talk to us and introduce yourself? That would be cool. If you don't want to be volunteered, you were going to be voluntold. Anybody? Some people are raising their hand. I see Mr. Sanchez, are you raising your hand? Or Mike? Your hands are raised. So talk to us, please. Did we lose you?
Yes, Doc. A while ago, there are lots of members who are raising their hands. I don't know why.
Okay.
They lower their hands now.
Well, feel free to call them, Mike, because I cannot see them.
And we're currently here, ma'am, sa Asian store po.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna be busy shopping now, Mike.
No problem, Doc.
Okay. So who wants to talk?
Ma'am Rose Ann Omison.
Okay, Rose Ann, go ahead. Rose Ann, go ahead, talk to us, please.
Hi, Doc. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good evening from the Philippines.
You have a camera, Rose Ann?
Hi, Doc. Yeah. I will not be showing my face, Doc. I'm. Wait. Stay here.
Okay, you're fine. The store background is fine. Have I talked to you before? Because I remembered your background, right?
Yes, I'm in the store.
Yes. Now, what area do you teach, Rose? What area?
English. English, Doc.
Okay.
I am a friend of Christine. Remember?
Yes. Have you had an interview yet from any school?
Yes, Doc. A lot. Actually, a lot.
And then did you have a job offer at all?
Yeah. Luckily, yeah, I do have a job offer already.
From where?
And if I remember, last February.
Okay.
Yes.
What school?
Williston Elko Middle School at Barnwell District, South Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina. Okay. And so what did you do? Where are you now in your process? Do you have a J1 sponsor?
Yeah, Doc. I was hired through Faces.
Okay.
Ma'am Cindy, and I am already in the process of having my visa interview.
Good.
Actually.
Good job.
Yeah. Actually, Doc, supposed to be I do have already my visa interview last March 29. Unfortunately, I failed. Not necessarily I was denied, but I was not able to get in the embassy because I do have problem with my documents. So,
really?
Yeah.
What kind of documents were missing? What kind of documents were you missing? Huh?
No, there's actually a problem with my name. I want also to share this one to everybody because when you do have the online, when you're going to have an online appointment in the schedule, make sure that your internet connection is good, because that's what happened to me, Doc. During that time when I do have my online schedule, my connection is not that good. That is why the printed schedule is not my real name.
Oh
That's the
no.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big deal to not match it. So make sure that that's a good reminder for everyone. So
Yes,
what
Doc.
happened? You just wasted a trip to Manila and have to go back?
Yes,
Oh,
Doc.
wow.
I spent a lot of money actually.
Yeah.
I said to myself, I will not go home unless I am going to settle everything here in Manila. That is why I canceled all my flights. I extended to 3 days in Manila and to settle everything. And I was rescheduled again on May 5. So hopefully, Doc, yeah.
Well, good luck on it. I hope that you will be here soon. We are getting a lot of teachers in South Carolina. So I guess I'll have to make a trip there and meet you guys.
Wow. I actually, Doc, learned a lot from you. You remember I attended your meeting since last year, right?
Yeah.
So all those things I have learned from you, from the 5 core propositions. I remember that. I always mentioned that one in my interview. I keep on saying the 5 core propositions, and they said, "Wow, you're aware of that." So yeah.
I'm so proud of that. That's good because if they have national board certified teachers, they're gonna know that. And so did they ask you where did you get? Did they ask you where did you get that?
Yeah, I just told them that I am attending. I learned that one because I was attending a Zoom meeting. One of the there are others who are not familiar with you, but yeah, but I just mentioned your name, that you are the one who's helping us like that.
Okay, thank you for that. But anyway, so I'm so proud of that you use that, because that's really powerful. You know, for those that are new, can you share with them the 5 core propositions? You still remember them?
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, Doc.
The first one is KOS. What's KOS?
Knowledge of students.
Right, knowledge of students. Get to know your kids. Okay, what's the next one? KOC.
Knowledge of students. I guess knowledge of pedagogy.
Content and pedagogy. That's right.
Yeah, teaching pedagogy, and of course the assessment, reflection, and collaboration.
You got it. Yeah. So when you answer any question, you think of those like a little checklist in your mind. Think about what you know about kids. Think about how you're going to teach them with a strategy, and then you stop and assess. Do I need to keep going? What do I need to do? And then so you're reflecting, and then who do you need to collaborate? Parents, if the parents need to be collaborated, if a question involved parents, you need to mention them, or your colleagues or whatever. Good job. Looks like that really helped you in your interviews if you had so many of them.
Yes, Doc. I actually experienced a lot of interview, Doc. I log into Indeed.com and join. And all the things I tried to log into them, and there are a lot of interview schedules, and late night sleep, all those things, and of course,
but it paid off. Yeah, it paid off. You'll be here by the summer. You'll be here. So if you get an interview in May and you get approved, because the interview is very easy, you're just asking, verifying with you, like, where are you staying? Make sure you have the address of where you're going to be staying. Yeah. Okay. And then so they are essentially also wanted to know if you have families that are left there. So you're not going to do TNT. You're not going to do tago ng tago. So you're going to be here and you have families and other, some attachments to the Philippines. So make sure that when they ask you, are you going back? Make sure the answer is yes, I'm going back. Yes. Because 3 years, although you can do after 3 years, the J1 visa is that maximum of 5 years. So the first 3 years, after the 3 years, you're supposed to go back and have a 2-year physical presence in the Philippines. But because we have a shortage of teachers, there's a waiver that you could apply to, and that extends it to 2 more years. And then after that, if the school really likes you, then maybe you can convince them to get you an H-1B visa. Because that's what I'm doing with the Arkansas teachers. I'm having them, okay, do you like these teachers? If you want to keep them, we need to do this next visa. And that's what we're doing, okay? And so then, because once you get your H-1B visa, you have 6 years of H-1B visa, you get your green card. So it's a green card path. Yeah, it's a green card path. But the thing is that your J1 sponsors are not going to like that because they do not want to be known as an agency that is a path to green card, because it's supposed to be a teacher exchange. You're supposed to be exchanging information.
So it's culture. Yes.
Yeah, but there's a way around it. But anyhow, we'll see, because I'm working with a batch of Maria and them, so we'll see what happens. So this is an adjustment of status for them. So anyway, well, I'm proud of you. I'm so glad that you're getting a job offer already. So this
you,
was an
Doc.
encouragement to the others, you know, that it is possible, right?
Yes, Doc. It's
Yeah.
really possible, Doc.
Yeah, okay, well, thanks again. And Ruben Pueblas, you want to talk to us? I see your hand raised. Yeah, Ruben, go ahead. You might want to make your background like, if you have a busy background, you might want to make it like, yeah, where it's, what do you call it? That what kind of background is it where it doesn't show the background? There is one on the virtual. Okay, so Ruben, do you want to talk to us? Go ahead and tell us about you.
All right, Doc, thank you. And good morning, Doc Merlina. And I would like to say thank you, Mr. Michael, for inviting me here.
Okay.
Mr. Michael is my classmate in National University because we are both pursuing our master's degree in special education. Actually, this is my first time to attend Zoom meeting, and I am currently here in Riyadh.
Okay, you're in Saudi
In
Arabia.
Congress International School, and I was I'm teaching different subjects here because we are following the DepEd curriculum.
Okay.
And actually, Doc, I was interviewed by some agencies that was provided. Yeah, I'm starting with my third party agency, and I'm starting my processing about my documents. And Doc, I would like to ask is it possible if something's come up, I need to change to like direct hire, or because we know that some financial problem or anything comes up that we couldn't afford those requirements that they need to pay like this, like that. Is it possible if after you receive the results of the evaluation from the
Spantram?
Yeah, that's the license. Yeah, the licensing fee, or the is it possible to use that in other state, Doc?
Yeah. Well, there are some states that will not use. I noticed in the group chat that there's some Spantram is not accepted in some states. So you need to make sure that you check. And in the different states would have different rules. So I would recommend that you go visit the sponsor designated visa sponsors list. And the third, I always say the third, the agencies that are not on the list, that seems to be the one you're dealing with. How much are they charging you?
The same with what Mr. Michael mentioned earlier.
They're charging you that, and then you also have to pay for the J1 sponsor. You're paying too. Why would you do that? Why would you do that when you can do directly to the J1 sponsors? Why do you have to use a different agency and then in order to meet with the agency that's direct? I would not recommend that unless you just have lots of money to waste. So if you have not like signed up with them or you can still get out, I would suggest that you go directly to those in the list of designated visa sponsors, because any of the third party agency cannot go do it because they're not on the list. Only the ones on the list can do the sponsorship of J1 visas. If they're not on the list, then they're just charging you money. They still have to partner with somebody on the list, which means you double fees for you. Okay. So I would recommend to everyone that unless they're just really doing it where they're just helping you, like a charity thing or organization that they're just really helping you and they're charging you a little bitty, less than nothing, but they're helping you, that would be okay. But if they're charging you a lot and where you have to sell some property in your or have to owe a lot of money in the loan sharks, I would rather have you go directly to the designated sponsors. Okay. Because they are the ones that's going to process your papers, not the third party agency. Okay. So that's what I recommend.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah. You just make sure that if I'm going to deal and I'm going to sign with this organization, they better be on that list. Okay. If they're not on the list, don't. Because why would you do that? Why would you do double? Okay. So unless it's a family of yours and they will not charge you, then that's a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
because the money that you are using, it's not easy to get.
Right.
So
Exactly. You're wasting it.
right
It
now I'm
might,
still confused. I'm
yeah.
still
Yeah.
I don't know
Have
what
you
to
signed
do,
papers
if
with them? Have you signed a
I will
contract with them?
continue my application or I need to stop like that. But
Yeah. Did you already sign a contract with them? Did you already pay something?
yeah, it's already the contract.
Oh, can you get out of it? You need to find out if you can get out of it without penalty. If you're already in there with them, find out how you can get out. Some of them are
I see.
nice about letting you out, but some of them would say you have to pay this much or whatever, you have to pay anyway. So I don't know what to do about that after that. So if you already paid, there may be additional fees later that they want. And in all probability, if they charge a lot, they'll charge a lot on everything else. So, because what they do is they would be hooked up with somebody that has a kind of loan company, like a loan shark thing, and they will charge you instead of 4,000, you can come up with the money. So it's going to become 6,000, something like that, a lot of interest. So you have to be careful about organizations like that. So if they're on the list of those 2 pages list that I shared, then they have been vetted by the Department of State here, by the US. So they have been checked out that they're going to be okay. But the others out there, anybody could just put an agency, and get money from somebody. And that's why they call them fake, because they can't really do the paperwork itself. They have to go somebody else. So they're like fakes. Okay.
Yes, Doc. Thank you for the clarification.
All right. Well, yeah, you don't be wasting your money.
Yes, Doc.
Okay. All right. So good luck. Who else is raising the Irish? Do you want to thank you again? Thank you again. Appreciate you. How about Irish? Do you want to talk to us? I have 10 minutes. Ruben, thanks again. Where's Irish? So Irish Nazaris, do you want to talk to us or do you want to go for next time? You are muted.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Good morning, Doc.
Yeah.
My mic is mute.
No problem.
I'm Irish Nazares. It's my first. I know it's second time. The first time that I joined the Zoom. It's last week.
2 weeks
I
ago.
think.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
we
two
do it
weeks
every
ago.
Yeah.
But I was left because I'm very sleepy that time.
Sorry.
doing
Okay,
doing my application in the different schools.
Okay.
So
So you already sent it to them? You've sent it to them?
Yes,
Okay.
Doc. And after you give to us the link, I have a interview in Jacksonville on Friday. Next week
Yay.
Friday. Yes, Doc. I'm
Okay.
very happy.
Good.
Yeah, in
Jacksonville, which one?
Jacksonville.
Arkansas? Jacksonville, Arkansas?
Jacksonville North Public in Arkansas.
Oh, nice. That's a big school. That's close to our capital. And that's where there is a lot of military there. There's a military bases there. And it's a good school. It's a good environment. It's not criminal, it's pretty safe. It is not dangerous.
Doc, I'm very much happy because I really prayed for this one. While I'm also waiting for the interview result in Minnesota.
Ooh, you are getting interviews all over the place, girl.
Yeah,
It's a good sign.
Minnesota the other month. That was 2 weeks ago. And then I wondered why after the principal interview, after a week, they give me they sent me an email and asking for the list of references. So I wondered why if they don't like me, so why they have to get with the list. So what's their point? Am I hired or not? So
no. If they get your references, that doesn't mean you're hired. That just means that you are one of those that they will interview. Okay, references means that they will check that whatever you're saying there is correct, and then they will put you on the interview list. That doesn't mean hiring.
Okay, Doc. I am already done with my interview, and after a week, they sent me an email to get the list of references. So I wondered why after the principal interview, the references is giving to them.
When that happens is that you have incomplete resume. Like if your resume did not list those 3 things, they want those because the principal might choose you, for example, and then he will have to convince the superintendent to choose you. And then the superintendent says, okay, I want to talk to the references, or I want to email the references. And then on top of that, the superintendent is not even the highest. The school board, which is a group of 5 to 7 people or more, bigger schools, would actually be making the decision to hire you because they are elected by the people. So they have 2 levels above the principal that have to go through. So if they're asking for that, that might be the reason. Is you have an
Okay, Doc.
incomplete documents or list there. Yeah.
So I have to wait for the next days, couple of days for my result. And I am waiting also for the Jacksonville's interview on Friday.
Okay, well, good luck
So
on
that,
it.
that is
Yeah.
why when I emailed you in earlier in the afternoon, I received your email and I really did a study about the corporal the proper propositions that was used in the unmotivated students, and I really love the way that you send to us the steps or the
Sample
ideas, sample answers and questions.
Yeah, I posted a bunch on our ITSA group too. So I have a lot of links there about sample interviews. So if you have not visited it since a few hours ago, you may want to check it out. So yeah, you do too, before to get ready for your interview. You might want to do that. If you ask me about Minnesota and Arkansas, if you like cold weather, you choose Minnesota. Minnesota's weather, you could bury a car in ice, in snow. So if you don't like cold weather, you might want to choose Arkansas. Arkansas is in the south and we have a very mild weather. I'm very biased to Arkansas, I would say that. But my sister used to live in Minnesota. That's how I know. That she said, oh my gosh, the house, you can't get out of the house in some cases because you can open the door. You're buried in snow. So yeah,
That's
pretty, yeah. It's gonna
why
be
okay, ma'am. That is why the executive director of Hennepin Schools told me that it's very cold there in Minnesota in their place.
You better make sure that you have really thick jackets because the regular jacket, you want to do 2 or 3 of them or you will freeze. That's how bad it is. You could get like your frostbitten, your toe, you could lose your toes, fingers, because it's so cold. So you just, I could not live there. I visited there when my sister was there. I could not, I know. I could not live there. But it's, some people like cold. Alaska and Minnesota and Ohio and all those are cold. If you look on the map of the United States, any of those that are above Missouri, or if it's closer to Canada, Maryland and all that, are very cold. But you just have to buy some jackets. It's very expensive, but it's okay. It's doable. We have people that gone there. But if you don't like the cold weather, you may want to stay south, like Missouri, Arkansas, all those down, down in the south part. Florida is good because you don't even have to need a jacket much. Okay.
I have to prepare for the interview on next week.
All right. Well, good luck on it. I know there are a lot of you that I did not even get to because we are limited on time. My husband is over here telling me 5 minutes. So you have a funeral to go to and I still have to get ready. So anyway, what we can do is if I did not get to talk to you, please send me an email, mcculloughmerlina@gmail.com. I'm going to put that in my chat right now because I would like to hear from you. Okay, just introduce yourself to me. McCullough Merlina.
Thank you so much, Doc.
Thank you. Thank you for
God
sharing
bless
your
you.
experience. Yeah.
I typed it already po. I typed it already in the chat.
Oh, you already did. Okay. Well, you make sure you send it to me because I don't want you to feel like I ignored you. It's just that there are 40-some, close to 50 people today. And so I didn't get to so many, but I hope that whatever little that we have talked about, that you did learn something. Okay, so I'm gonna have to wrap this up or else I will have a husband here who's unhappy. So so let me see if I could take some pictures of people that were here. Let me see who else was there that I always try to take a pic. Well, I'll just do it when I watch the video. But anyhow, so is there any last minute question, last question that I would like to take before we go. Mike, again, thank you. And I'm sorry we disturb your marketing.
No problem, Doc. No problem po.
So, so can somebody tell me something, one thing, so that you'll be in the middle? I can take a picture. Who wants to say goodbye or something? Mike has been featured before. That's why I want to get somebody else. Maricel Panugaling, you're new, right? So I'll talk to you next time, Maricel. Maricel, are you from Cebu? I don't remember. Is Maricel even hearing me?
Good morning, Doc.
Okay. So are you from Cebu?
No, I'm from Ormoc City, Doc. Leyte.
Bisaya paghapon, Leyte. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes po.
I will talk to you next week in a couple of weeks, okay? For some of you that really want to talk, I could actually schedule a different one just for us. So just send me a request and we will use the same
Doc.
link that it's always
All right. Thank you, Doc.
Yeah. So email
Thank
me,
you so
guys.
much, Doc.
Thank you guys. Bye. It's nice to talk to
Thank you,
you.
Doc.
Yeah, nice
Thank you,
talking with you.
Doc.
Bye.
Thank
Good
you so
luck.
much,
on your-
Dr.
Doc.
Lisa.
Bye
Thank you,
bye.
Doc.
Mike.
God bless, Doc.
Okay, you too.
Bye, Sir Mike. Thank you, Doc.
Goodbye.
Thank you, Sir
Bye.
Mike.
Have a blessed day.
Shopping.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you. Next time,
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Doc.
It's a good
Safe,
night.
everyone.
Bye.
Good day, Doc. Have a blessed day.
Bye.
Amping, Doc. Amping, Doc.
Kausad.
Salamat, Sir. Sir Mike,
Amping.
salamat.
Kayo rin. Kayo rin. Yeah.